collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need shadow read for this full moon in Aries to new moon in Scorpio, October 2022? I'm your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They are my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, 24 years in service at the time of this recording. I'm the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. It is available on Kindle. There is a link in the description box. You can preview it for free. I'm also a creator on Patreon. Patreon.com/Drawing the Circle. Best creative career move I have ever made to this date at the time of this recording. A lovely subscription service. I stream there every morning, pretty much. Cup of coffee, bathrobe, my hair doing what it's going to do from the couch on the laptop, talking about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, ending with a blessing, all on an unlisted YouTube live stream link. So my patrons can chat with me. They get exclusive content that no one else will ever see. We just started doing Zoom recorded stuff. So I set a class, they show up, I teach the class, we do the thing. I then send them the recording. They can watch it forevermore as long as they are my subscribers. They also get the advanced content that everyone else will see usually a week later after they see it, as well as they have access to a whole bunch of benefits over there, including all of my subscribers, not only the daily live stream, but they also get all the extended readings, the part 1s on YouTube, the part 2s on Vimeo on demand. If you want to pay per view, people certainly do, but regardless of subscription, you can get access to all the extended readings, past, present, and as I'm doing them into the future. So if you want a deeper experience, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, come Patreon. On Patreon with the Archangel of Lyons, known as Angelo Lyons, that my dearest, just call me Mal. Hey, my Sagittarius asses, you 9th house Jupiterian, magnificent, mutable fire archers that you are. Let's get down to business. If you're new to the channel, an 8-card draw is just one card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. In this case, a lunar astrological timeline, a waning moon from full to new October 2022, which also sort of rhymes. Let's look at it real quick. Full moon in Aries, Sunday, October 9th. 4:55 a.m. Eastern Time. I am in New York when the moon rides at her peak. Then ye hearts desire seek. I do the 5-card draws from new to full. These are the 8-card shadows, the waning part of it. So have at it, and then get ready for the 2 weeks following that. The waning, the releasing, the breaking down, the surrendering. In the language of spiritual alchemy, the transformation of lead to gold, lead having 3 more atoms than gold. On the periodic table, you sort of get the gig, right? You gotta burn them off, transform them, release them, let them go, forgive them, whatever that is, symbolically speaking. And you got a 2-week period to do that, and it's like cleaning the garden so that you can what? Plant a Scorpio seed, a Scorpio new moon on a Tuesday. That sounds hot. I'm just gonna tell you. October 25th, 6:49 a.m., let's just say 7 a.m. right Eastern Time, to wake up and plant a seed for Scorpio. Woof. Money, sex, power, all of that. So the more you do the shadow work to the best of your ability, the cleaner the soil, whatever you want to say that, so that you can start a new intention at the new moon with better luck of manifestation at the next coming full. Cross watchers, if you use this information on yourself, with yourself, you will have the benefits of the hidden blessings here that shadow works eventually reveal, as well as you'll be helping the Sagittarian you're cross-watching for, as well as the whole collective. There's only one of us incarnate here. It's a very long story. I don't want to go into it. It's ancient mysticism and current quantum physics, whatever. My job is just to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace so that you can do the shadow work and help this world shift to a more golden rather than leaded timeline, bit by bit by bit. It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Just check your other signs. Standard YouTube reading rules apply. Other than that, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do my best to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace, like I said, because that's my life purpose, apparently, and I'm good at it, I guess. Please take a nice... Oh, I know I'm good at it. I've been doing it since I'm 12 years old. I'm 54. Yeah, I know. I don't look at things. Oh, Kitty was backwards. That's so much more effective, ain't it? Please take a nice deep breath. I try and start these off light. The shadow reads. So here we go. Still point. Yeah, I got some of them ocean wave sounds playing in the background. Just lovely. Drying out the neighborhood a little bit. Using the Caroline Mace archetype deck, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, the angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the General Assembly, the higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension above, eighth chakra and above, the spirit animals and totems, Lord Ganesh, Lord Ganesha, elephant-headed Hindu god of removing obstacles, wealth and prosperity and all of that, as well as the delegation from the pantheons of all pantheons, from all traditions, lineages, and cultures. Please, what's the dominant eighth chakra archetype hovering over the head of the Sagittarius Collective? Sun, Moon, Rising Venus signs, and or cross watchers, showing them the alchemy, the archetype, the soul power that they are developing from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, illusion to truth, fear to love, affecting the electromagnetic fields, what they attract, what they repel, so they will hopefully no longer delay what cannot be prevented in terms of the shadow work in their lives and in the collective this full to new October 2022. That's a mouthful, but you got the networker, very Sagittarian. The networker is a member of the creative family of archetypes. There are 9 different families. You are a cardinal fire, that's Aries, but if you have planets in Aries, that would be helpful, one would think, depending on what they are and where they are and how they are. But you're mutable fire, so I think you'll dig this one. Now, networking, it's neutral. When I read what's written on the card, you'll see how that's neutral. It's a scale, a percentage scale of lead to gold, shadow to light, pain to peace. What's written on here is the shadow and the light attribute. The shadow is what you don't want to look at or deal with. If you've looked at it, you don't want to deal with it. If you're looking at it and dealing with it, you don't want anyone else to know. The lead conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. Like some news that's not exactly true. Moving along to the light attribute, what you're shooting for now. Imagine this showing up in the world more. Enhances unity through sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Which would you rather? Which would you rather see in the world? Well, be the peace you seek to see in the world, right? Oh, Gandhi. Oh, good Gandhi. So we are off to create quite a creative start here. Certainly Sagittarius, the arrows of fire, right? You think of those as messages going through the air, so to speak. Very, very powerful. Well, depending on where you are, lead to gold. Lead is an insulator. It inhibits energy. Gold is a conductor. It moves it along. Pretty PDQ. Let's get the next 4 chakras down. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the feminine energy, the goddess energy, the emotional, the spiritual, mental, emotional, and willpower choices. Because bottom line, third chakra, it's a choice. You either do the shadow work or you don't. But if you don't, you repress it. And it takes us over, right? Shadow possession. Or it goes into the cell tissue and wreaks havoc. Or it goes into the collective unconscious, where it was originally, and pops up in other really scary, toxic ways in the world, or for other light workers doing shadow work to process it for you. Great fun. Please take a nice deep breath. And the cats have been very active today as soon as I get on camera. Otherwise, they're sleepy. It must be the energy. So if I have to pause this video, I will stop and turn this car around. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. I felt that as I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Sagittarius, powers of the South. Please, 1 Daughters of the Moon Tarot card for the Sagittarius Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What do they need to be aware of? Inside, yin side, heart, third eye crown, personal level of power, creative intuition with a creative family archetype. This full to new October 2022. Excellent. One of my favorite cards in this whole deck. 3 of Pentacles. You know, it's such a big deal. But it's Clay Woman. I'm Mutable Earth, Virgo. So the idea of molding clay. Aruru. I'm going to show you A-R-U-R-U. Aruru. Aruru Paul. Clay Woman takes dirt, right? Sifts out the dirt from the clay, right? Sculpts it, molds it, and this is the stage right before it would go in the oven, also known as a kiln, the K-I-L-N. I was raised by a nursery school teacher. I know my arts and crafts. So, you know, this is still in its malleable, workable phase. Now, when it's heart, throats, third eye crown, it's not like reaching inside yourself and massaging, but it is wisdom that you're formulating, right? A stable foundation. The way I look at it is like, I love to cook. Bolognese. I like making bolognese from scratch. It's one of my favorite things to do. Everyone in my family has the same recipe. We all do it differently, right? Meatballs, steak, whatever I feel like putting in there. So, you know, I get the meat, and I got, you know, everything that I need, the tomatoes, the kitchenware, all of it. It still ain't bolognese, right? But I have everything I need, a solid foundation upon which to create. And you have the wisdom in there. You're at a 3. Obviously, you go through the 4 and all the way to a 10, but it's the wisdom that you have inside of yourself through experience in the world that cannot be stolen from you, which I think is a good thing to know. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Definitely for a creative archetype that is very, that's working your wisdom of your creativity and getting your foundation nice and solid to build upon. I like it. Let's look at the lower 3 chakras, the masculine, the yang, stepping out of yourself horizontally, looking at yourself, maybe from the inside, looking out at another person, place, or thing. Because lower 3 chakras in this reading are about the relationships in the physical world. I'm trying to find a shorter way to say this each time, but it's so important people know this. Root chakra is tribal, right? From your nationality to your circle of friends. 3 or more gathered, it's a tribe. And that means the human race, there's your zodiac sign, that's a tribe, right? All of that, and a side of archetypal fries. Second chakra, a little easier, right? One-on-one relationships, like an umbilical cord, navel to navel, to another person individually or a thing. Money, sex, power, creativity. Money's just one energy field. You sort of get the vibe there. Solar plexus is your relationship to yourself in the world, your self-image, your self-esteem as a verb, not a noun. And that's important that people can begin cognizing that, right? Self-esteem is something you do, not something that you have. Yes, you can get a written estimate, that's a noun, but the process of estimation, right? Self-esteem. Your honor code, your boundaries, what you will, what you want, what you do, what you don't. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Here we go. I call upon my gods of fire, sign of Sagittarius. Powers of the South, please, beloved ones, one card in clarity. Send the lightning, right? Send the truth down. What's going on? What do they need to know? The Sagittarian Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Cross Watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, completing the chakric skeleton here upon which all the other cards shall hang to help them do the shadow work. Definitely there could be very creative shadow work here if they take this. It's like, I'm going to learn from this, and networking and learning from other people. As well, not just a one-way thing, right? An equal exchange, enhancing unity and empathy. With that clay woman on the inner, that feels really, really good and solid. For starters, what do they need to be aware of? Inside out, outside in. Lower 3 chakras. This full to new. Nope, full to new. October 2022. All right. Five of Swords. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now this could be all three chakras in terms of, the changing of the mind is a nice way to say the Five of Swords. It is definitely, and it can be an argumentative card. It is a card of change. Fives are numbers of change numerologically. So this could be arguments. This could be conversations that maybe get a little heated. Some remonstration, darling, remonstration, conversation. But it's usually not thought of as a comfortable number because things are changing. Now, in terms of networking, that makes sense. So there might be a little bit of a cacophonous vibe, right? It's very pedantic of me, right? A lot of chaos around, like a lot of conflict, a lot of confusion, a lot of things that start with the letter C, apparently. That as you network, you might have to sort through that. But if you can kind of get, it's like, okay, I'm going to take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm going to sort the dirt from the clay and get rid of the sand and sift that and, mold this wisdom inside of me of what I want to network maybe and communicate out into the world creatively, right? But with this going on the outside, particularly with, I hate to say fake news, but let's say false information pushed around our current technologies, it's probably a pretty neutral way of saying that. In all sorts of areas, not just politically. Come on now, all sorts of places. This could be interesting because, Five of Swords can also very much be about gossip. Particularly with a networker. Now, the gossip is its own archetype, but that doesn't mean a networker's not going to come across gossip, right? Turn on your TV, depending on what channel. TV, isn't that cute? Look at your phone for a hot second. There's usually something juicy there waiting to be devoured and is probably false. Anyway, we got the chakras on the table here. Let's get a healing mantra card from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. Nothing like a mantra while you're doing shadow work. Rocking back and forth in the bathtub, right? There's so many good ones. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. That's my favorite one. Let's ask the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly. Now, we can do creativity. It's a creative family archetype. I like to tune into specific parts of the law firm. Please take a nice deep breath. They told me to. And they're fun. Universal lawyers and all. Still point. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of creativity, from creating reality to creating what's for dinner, all of that, please, beloved ones, one card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for the Sagittarius Collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers are watching this video and are receiving this reading. Please, the perfect healing mantra to help them align these chakras and do the shadow work of the alchemy of the networker in the eighth, Three of Pentacles, clay woman on the inner, Five of Swords on the outer. The perfect healing mantra for them to help them do the lead to gold this full to new October 2022. Releasing expectations, only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. This is my clairvoyant mantra. I do it with breath work. Oh, I just did a round of Wim Hof breath, 90 circular breath, 9 for Sagittarius, 9th sign of the zodiac, right? Just to clear the system, and certainly releasing expectations for a waning moon. This is interesting because lots of expectations about what this could be. Maybe this is where those expectations come from. But only the highest possibilities come to be, whether we envision them or not. You can stare at your vision board all day long, visualize all day long. I did. I tried. Didn't quite end up the way I wanted to. Why? Because we need not what we want. In retrospect, we look back. I'm 54. I look back and go, oh, thank God that didn't go, right? Like, that thing I really wanted did not happen, right? Location, location, location. No, so this is a way of really taking some weight off your shoulders, and it is one of my favorite mantras. It's not my absolute favorite mantra. My favorite mantra is inviting ecstasy. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. Amplifying abundance is in definitely the top 10 out of whatever the 52 of these there are. Right, it's alphabetical mark. Rewriting. Come on. rewiring, that is. Come on, come on. Releasing expectations. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. This helps me almost on a daily basis. This will help me even more because the lighting sucks today. When you release expectations, it's no longer your job to be in control of reality, which really most Sagittarians I know don't want to be burdened like that. Just saying. You are a soul birthed from the fabric of destiny where only the perfection of universal will takes shape and form. Now, obviously, your ego doesn't see it that way. Your personality has a choice as to whether it wants to see it that way. The soul knows that it's that way, and the higher self is like, that's how it is, right? That's how we wrote this sucker, right? It's perfect in its way. You don't have to like it for it to be perfect, though. Once expectations are released, a life beyond your wildest imagination is given permission to enter your reality, and that's what every Sagittarius I know wants. This mantra is ideal for having more faith, learning how to trust, at least in something higher than the people that you might be dealing with in your networking. And remember, networking takes many shapes and forms, right? And gossip needs a network, if that is indeed Five of Swords gossip for some of you. This mantra is ideal for having more faith, learning how to trust, and alleviating disappointment. And disappointment is another word for heartbreak. Because you have your heart set on someone, something, some event going a certain way. Well, releasing the expectations of that is definitely going to make it easier come casting for a new moon in Scorpio on a Tuesday, which I gotta say, it's little chips, dips, chains, whips. Just gonna say, just gonna leave that there. Okay, a little weird science. Anybody know? Kelly LeBrock? Yep. Okay, The Whispers of Love. Oracle by Alana Hartfield. We've got her Whispers of Lord Ganesh on the table too. We'll get to that in a couple of cards. This is the voices of the higher selves of all involved. 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above for the Sag, for the Cross Watcher, and anybody else I would think involved in this network. Because you're all working together on a higher level to heal and heal this world. And so your relationships with each other, even if you've never met face to face, are a part of that plan. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Let's see if the party turns. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the Whisper of Love? The piece of information, inspiration, and insight most needed to do the shadow work for the Sagittarius Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, so they can alchemize the networker with 3 of Pentacles, Clay Woman on the inner, 5 of Swords. It could be all sorts of scenarios, but I kind of get gossip and bullshit in the 5 of Swords, maybe argumentative gossip and bullshit, but that they can release expectations because only the highest possibilities come to be, whether they envision it or not. Please. Information, inspiration, insight most needed to help them arrive there at that new moon, ready, willing, and able this full to new October 2022. Love endures. Love is how it manifests. There's one love, infinite number of varieties and way that it manifests into this world. But the essence of it is eternal. Love endures. Love does not give up hope or lose faith. Faith and trust in that, releasing expectations. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation because your higher self is outside of all of that. It is outside of the time-space paradigm as we experience it. The soul is as well. It is an immortal soul, but it falls asleep to come into the body and then we awaken. It's like Russian doll. The stacking dolls, not Natasha Lyons, but that too. I adore her. Never met her, but I love her. I'd love to read her cards. Would love to read her. So that thing of love endures. There is a heart element here. And what do you got going on? You got the goods to do this. It's just combining them and building that foundation. You have everything you need inside of you. It's still, there's work involved. And I would say Pentacles in inner work, shadow work, but it doesn't feel like it's a full-on, exorcism. Not like the Scorpio read was very intense, I will say that. I wouldn't call that one an exorcism, though. That was just a really intense one. All right, but no major arcana on the table. So these are things that you have to deal with. And this might all be solo within you as well. At least the shadow work usually is. So if you're going to do the shadow work, why not know who the spirit animals and totems are? That's why I'm going to get you a Divine Animals Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. The book is amazing. So much information. I'm just going to read the verbal sketch and the magical application. There's tons more in there. And this is my favorite pantheon. By the way, there is a difference between a spirit animal and a totem. All of my black cats are the same spirit animals of cat that reincarnate. That's what I call it. They just keep coming back over and over and over. Different genders, but always black cats. They find me. They find me. But then there's the totem of the cat. You feel the difference? That's the difference. It's all cats. So take it as you feel it. I almost broke into a Stevie Nicks song. Please take a nice deep breath. Ah, that breath is good. Still point. As I call upon the pantheons of the animal kingdom for the spirit animals and totems, for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, please, who talks to them, who walks with them, who flies with them, who swims with them, who crawls with them, giving them the guidance, the grace, the love, the wisdom, the power, the support, the protection, and the oracle message needed now so that they can alchemize the networker from shadow to light with 3 of Pentacles, clay woman on the inner, 5 of Swords on the outer, releasing expectations. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether we envision them or not. Therefore, love can endure, doesn't give up or lose faith. So please, what's the message? Who can they work with? Who's working with them this full to new October 2022? You peacock, you. Peacock. This is Lakshmi, I believe, this card, and the key word I already know is prosperity, because I know Lakshmi when I feel her. Yep, prosperity. Now, prosperity, if you know Greek and Roman mythology, Persephone in the Greek is Proserpina in the Roman and the Italian. So just play with that, right? You know, this is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And yes, does that speak of financial stuff? Well, with networking, it very easily might. Enduring it, however, might not be the easiest thing if that card hits the table from the higher selves. There is a journey here. I'm going to read it from the book. But remember, prosperity comes in all sorts of different forms, and hence releasing the expectation of it coming. So if there was an absolute guarantee, like contracts on, you're going to receive prosperity, but you don't know how crazy would you drive yourself? How much? How much more can you take before you go crazy? Oh yeah, oh my god, I just go dust. I'm okay with that, right? If you just knew it was guaranteed it was going to come, you just didn't know the form. That's releasing expectations in a sense, and I think in a rather clear one. If this is financial, I want it to be financial. For I want everyone to have more than enough money for everything they need, and then their heart's desire, which is a little bit different than what they want moment to moment. Please take a nice deep breath. Floof them feathers out behind ya. Card number 39, prosperity. Prosperity is coming to you. A flow of abundance is on its way. Expect a new income stream. See, like, that's why I'm on Patreon. That's one income stream. I also have an income stream from doing clients and doing classes, and you know, so it's many channels but one infinite source. Whatever. Clear the energy in your home or office. Do not be afraid of success. You can rise from difficult circumstances. I think that's pretty specific. The magic. Peacock magic is shimmering and rich. It is the energy you call upon when you need more abundance in all areas in your life. Like the goddess Lakshmi, the peacock represents beauty and pure light. So when you need to clear your space, call upon this iridescent power. I will also say it's the totem bird of Hera, the queen of the gods. My mom. Hera archetype. That's why you should try and get her stuff with that. She knows. I got her a statue for Mother's Day. Go look on my Instagram. Okay, look, prosperity, what you have to endure to get there, right? Love endures. Stay as heart-centered as you can, which means when you're not feeling heart-centered, You love yourself. It's okay. Just let's not burn down the village, Sag. Right? Because this Five of Swords going on in the physical world might very well be conflicting thoughts with other people, with family members, with whoever's in your network in this way. But your abundance and prosperity is assured, but you got to clear space. Isn't that interesting? Like clean up your office, like clean up your workspace, whatever that means in this situation. That's maybe not necessarily only like an office situation there. But that it's coming, and releasing expectations of that is just going to lighten your load little by little by little by little. It's a great mantra. Highly recommend it. 2 more cards left, and as I mentioned, Lord Ganesh. Now she says Ganesha, which is fine. I've certainly seen it spelled that way before. But if the remover of obstacles, which is a lot of what this oracle is about, remember, 3 more atoms here than here. So think of them as in the language of spiritual alchemy, the obstacles to be alchemized. I love doing this. I love this deck. Thank you, Angelo Hartfield, wherever you may be. But for the rest of us, please take a nice deep breath, unless she's watching. Cross-watching, I don't know. Still point. That was dramatic. As I call upon the beloved Lord Ganesh, that cause of total stillness and silence from everything in the neighborhood, including in the ocean waves. That's impressive. Please, 1 card in clarity, beloved remover of obstacles. Elephant-headed god of the Hindus, beloved by billions. Over thousands and thousands of years, please, 1 card in clarity. What is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power for the beloved Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, signs of cross-watchers watching this video so they can remove the obstacles and alchemize the networker? 3 of Pentacles on the inner, 5 of Swords on the outer, releasing expectations because only the highest possibilities come to be, whether we envision them or not, so that their love may endure, does not give up, lose faith, it's hopeful, and withstands every situation because love is eternal, with some aspect of peacock prosperity. Proud as a peacock of prosperity. Shake your tail feather. Please, what do you got for them? Because you are a god of prosperity and removing the obstacles therein. So please, what is your guidance, your grace, your oracle for the Sagittarian cross-watchers this full to new? October 2022. Trust me, you want me to take that long. Particularly when the card is healing. 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 Healing finances. Look, if you take the quantum into consideration, just for a moment, I'm going to be teacher for a moment, not like I can stop myself. How many people are feeling the wounds, financial wounds, either incurred from the outside world or just what they learned, the mistakes they've made, all of that in a side of fries, emotionally, vibrationally, right? Every time one of us heals that a little bit, we all heal a little bit. Try Ho'oponopono. Just look into it. There's some amazing stuff in there, but essentially it's a quantum way of healing the world through healing yourself as within. So without the emerald tablets, although those emerald tablets are awfully hard to swallow because they're huge, look into it, right? Research it. But I think with Lord Ganesha helping you remove the obstacles through healing, that's pretty cool. And if this is financial healing or the healing of the network and all of that, you can general read, but it's card number 36, so I'm just going to read it and try and bring through his loving. I love elephants. I do. Let his vibe kind of tune to him. Please take a nice deep breath. Card number 36, healing. The true essence of your soul is one of complete health. That's the truth. The soul is immortal. It comes into a body, right? And then experiences these chakras in this way. Ganesha is pictured sitting on a peacock. Holy crap! Holy crap! Double whammy. Oh, I'm calling out a double whammy. You got a double peacock. You got 2 peacocks. Sorry, I've got a little bit of puerile sense of humor still, I guess. That's why you love me. Giggle, giggle. Ganesha is pictured sitting on a peacock right next to each other too. Oh, so Lakshmi and Ganesh are in your reading. They know each other really well. Peacock feathers have been used in curative remedies for thousands of years and across countless traditional cultures. They are said to carry spiritual medicinal energy that can assist people in seeking balance and in healing their lives. The challenges of daily life can throw you out of balance with the truth of your being. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind and in a general feeling of lack. The opposite of prosperity. Remember that you were created from the perfection of the divine light and love. Releasing expectations, I believe, mentioned that. From the fabric of destiny you were woven, or from whatever. Your physical body is simply a shell that covers your soul. Boom. We're not the body. Course in Miracles, I'm not a body, I am free, fine, still as the divine created me. True healing is only possible when you take responsibility for your own well-being on this earth and your self-empowerment. See yourself as complete, healthy, and whole. That's how the soul sees you in process, right? Ganesha prompts you to believe that you truly are capable of handling any matters of health or relationships without blame and with integrity and grace. So how much you want to be, how much you want to bet that this is solar plexus dominant, though I think affecting all three, depending on who the other people are involved, one-on-one as well as tribal. This is why I take private clients. They're like, oh my God, that's my family, that's my office, that's the internet. I help. I've helped a lot of people that way, actually. Last card down, as I said, there's gold hidden in the lead, right? Get rid of them. They're 3 atoms over a period of 2 weeks, little by little. There is a blessing in play, but hidden. So that's where we're going to use the Blessed Be. The Celtic mystical blessing cards to enrich and empower, but I consecrated them, charged them, fine-tuned them to the delegations from the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures. So it's very inclusive. We're an inclusive channel here at Drawing the Circle on YouTube. You know, it's not all of them. It's a delegation, probably the ones that are in charge of Sagittarius or something. So we do these for real. Like I said, in Shadow Reads, I try and keep it light, fun, particularly for Sagittarius. You guys are a lot of fun. So I try and keep it light. But we do these kitties in scratching boxes. Sorry if you hear some noises in the background. It's feline intervention. But depending on the card, certainly we do the blessings for real regardless. Please take a nice deep breath. You'll see. Still point. Last card down, please, as I call to the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures. Please, what is the hidden blessing, the gold within the lead? Should they do their best? Right, highly individualized curriculum for each and every one of us here in the 3rd and 4th dimensional place called Earth. So what is the hidden blessing? Some light at the end of the tunnel that they can experience as they go. Doing the alchemy of the networker, enhancing unity through sharing of information, engendering social awareness and empathy with their own foundation of that building inside of them, creatively in their own interior wisdom, though it might be a little cacophonous is the word, like a cacophony, like a shitstorm, a windstorm, a lot of air, conflict, a lot of bullshit in the air, so that they can just release expectations, because only the highest possibilities are kind of come to be, whether they envision them or not. Particularly, this is a very inspired, creative thing that they're trying to do here, so their love needs to endure. Their love for themselves, their love for the project, the love for the people, even when they're not behaving as nicely as we would like them to be, because there is an opportunity for prosperity here, to prosper in some way, shape, or form, though it does feel financial for a good chunk of people here, and hence the healing and the double whammy of the peacock there from Lord Ganesh. Thank you so much, Lord Ganesh. So please, the Blessed Be, the hidden blessing, the gold within the lead for the Sagittarius Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers this full to new October 2022. A blessing on a homecoming. This could be about family, but you know, home, it's where the heart is. It's any place you hang your hat. It's A lot of songs, actually. Sheryl Crow's version, her song Home, is probably my favorite. Blessing on a Homecoming. She looks good. She looks a little bit like Margaret Garlick from the Discworld series, in my opinion, but I would. Card number 44. Ooh, so we're really towards the end of the deck here. A blessing on a homecoming. This is actually a really long one, so buckle up. Like I said, we do these for real, and right at the end of this, it ends with Blessed Be, I say for the well-being of all, and that stuff if you've watched before. And then I gotta release the Sagittarian Collective, so hang out at the end. I usually let the goofy fly, because it's so restrained, on average. Oh, please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheons of the divine, please convey and confer this blessing through me, for me, on the behalf of the Sagittarius and Cross Watchers. A blessing on a homecoming. A blessing for a person who is returning home after a time far from their family, friends, customs, and communities. Homecoming is often anticipated as a kind of perfection, the imagined cocoon of comfort we visualize returning to, the embrace of mother's arms, the sounds of voices you know like your own, the welcoming hearth in front of which the tales that create family and bonds will be told once more when you return. But often homecoming can be a collision between the imagined home we foresee ourselves returning to, which is in truth a living thing and thus will have gone through its own evolution during our absence. And likewise, we have changed during our time in the world. And so our coming home can highlight our own new and untested difference. We're different. For the returned veteran, the seeing of their old self in the concerned eyes of relatives. For the new mother holding a child in her arms, her homecoming can be a sense of seeing the home through new eyes. Or the traveler home from a true adventure. Coming home can seem ordinary, a return to an unwanted reality of jobs and bills. And to the pilgrim child, coming home can be a time of safety after a chaotic time of self-discovery and hardship. Whatever brings us home, it never brings us back the same as who we were when we left its borders. Very Terry Pratchett, first two books of the Discworld series. Color Magic. The second one. Oh, and the Light Fantastic. For home is another country, a time and a place when we drew upon its comfort while on the road. It was too quietly as well, quietly changing. Here's the actual blessing. That was long, but it was good. Breathe. This blessing is for your homecoming. For it to be one which is open to who you have become, joyous in the discovery of changes you have made willingly, understanding of the hurts that may have happened along the road, and the path your journey took you down. May you bring to your home the light of your soul, and let your presence illuminate the home, making it new and warm once again for those who have waited for your return. Let everything be familiar and soothing, yet no longer memory's gift or nostalgia's promise. May home be full of smiles and embraces and warmth, but most of all a sense of your place being finally filled, because the truth is that your home was no longer truly home without you. And only your return has filled the void. Let home's sanctuary bless you with the safest place on earth, and let the home be filled with the laughter and love of kin and friend, until you can integrate who you have become while you were away with who you are now that you have returned. May your homecoming be blessed with the open arms of those who have missed you, and let the rediscovery of you outshine who you once were. A blessing, dear friend, wanderer, so very, very Sagittarian, on your homecoming. May it bring gladness to your soul. I just want to say that can also be family of friends, a home of friends. You kind of get the deal. Blessed be. Here we go. for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we all will it. So let it be done. So let it be. So it is, because maybe it's also about bringing home here, yeah. If it makes sense, hit the thumbs up. Help the other Sagittarians find it. Everybody wants to get home, right? But maybe it's not the home some address. Maybe it's something else that way. Yeah. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, please feel free. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm putting these readings out when they're ready, unless I got a day filled of other stuff and I got to take clients or run errands, and then I schedule them around the evening usually. But if you absolutely want me, absolutely every single day, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Malcolm Patreon out on Patreon, it's so much fun. Talk about networking. We're slowly building a lovely community over there, and I'm just not stopping. So YouTube, Facebook, we got Mark, Angelo, Lyons, Mel for sure, private Facebook group like Patreon, all means of networking and me getting my work out there, and I wish you the same with your prosperity here as well. So go check it out, link in the description box, and if you'd like to book me for a private reading, it's rather simple. There is a video in the description box, a link. Booking a reading with Mal explains it all for you, really explains everything you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with Mal, but we're afraid to ask. I love you. Have fun with this. It was a pretty decent shadow read. For a waning moon, it feels like you could really nail this much more prosperous than how you started off, and God, I want that for all of us, and so of course I want it for you. Thank you for watching. Hang in there, and most of all, I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.